Adelaide. We have a lovely day here today, hot and sunny, just a few clouds dotted around, and it's a beautiful blue sky. And you had a look at the pitch a little earlier, Jim. How was it?
Thanks very much, Richie. This is a great batting surface. It's hard and true, and the ball will come onto the bat just perfectly. It will also give the fast bowlers and wrist spinners some assistance, as there's plenty of bounce. It might also deteriorate slightly as the match progresses, so getting first use of it would be ideal. I'd choose to bat. Back to you, Richie.
Srinath to bowl the first ball of the day. That's the first boundary for Gilchrist. Looked as if he was home to me. This over is proving rather costly to India. That was an athletic stop by the keeper. Great take by the wicketkeeper. The total is now no wicket for 12. Oh, that's a really superb shot. Srinath is not impressed.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
Goodness me, that's 16 off the over now. Hayden is off the mark. Gilchrist facing. Hit straight at Badani. He's worked that in the gap. There should be some runs here. 24 runs came in that over.
This is an excellent start by the Oaks. They're making full use of the field restrictions now.
So they need 354 to win from 300 balls. They bounce so perfectly. Dravid facing. Tendulkar is also off the mark. 351 runs required. It's straight at Martin.
India will be looking to take full advantage of the early fielding restrictions by scoring some quick runs.
Lee to begin a new spell. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. It's straight at Ponting. Tendulkar waiting at the striker's end. That's a beautiful shot. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. The total is now no wicket for 7. .48 overs are left in the innings.
The one-day fielding restrictions really give attacking batsmen an advantage at the start of the innings.
McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Stopped by Lee. That's the first runs of the day for Dravid. Hit straight at Martin. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end.
India will be looking to take full advantage of the early fielding restrictions by scoring some quick runs.
Lee to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Lee continues. Lee at the start of his run-up. Hit straight at McGrath. No wicket for 10. Dravid waiting at the striker's end. A very good over. Only one offered in the end.
The run rate is rising all the time, so the batsmen need to increase their scoring rate.
The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Hit straight at Martin. I think he was easily back in the crease there. That's the end of the 5th over.
India need to score at a faster run rate than this, or they'll struggle later on in the innings.
The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. Lee to bowl to Tendulkar. Stopped by Warne. Tendulkar waiting at the striker's end. Out, he's caught him.
A slight fumble, but safely taken in the end.
Tendulkar goes for 7. Laxman is the new batsman for India. Laxman awaits his first ball. Harvey is not going to reach that. That's the first boundary for Laxman. Lee continues.
India are falling behind the run rate, so they need to attack more.
McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. Stopped by Lehman. He looked as if he was home to me. India are 1 for 17. That's straight up in the air. And he's got away with it. There it goes. Laxman won't miss anything bowled 2 foot.
That was a great shot to watch. He just leant into it and stroked it to the boundary for 4.
43 overs are left for India. Here comes the first change in the bowling. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. They have 43 overs to get. 331. Hit straight at Lehman. There it goes. It's high in the air. Laxman moves into double figures with those runs.
India really need to start taking some risks out there in order to keep up the run rate.
McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Dravid waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight at Lehman. That's gone high in the air. That's the first boundary for Dravid. Excellent bowling by McGrath.
That's good cricket. Well bowled and well played.
That was an athletic stop by the keeper. .41 overs are left in the innings. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. That's gone high in the air. That was sweetly timed.
He hit that over the field superbly.
Warne continues. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. It's in the air. Laxman has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. So they need 314 to win from 242 balls. There it goes. Picked up very early by Laxman.
That was a beautiful front foot shot. The timing was spot on.
The fielder's not going to reach that one. Warne is not impressed.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
That's the end of the 10th over. McGrath to Dravid. Now the run rate stands at just over 7.5 and over. That's straight up in the air. That takes him into double figures. That's gone high in the air. Picked up very early by Dravid.
He'll have enjoyed that one. It was for the moment it left his bat.
That's good bowling.
Hold that line just outside the off stump, and the batsman is uncertain whether to play or leave it alone.
Australia are looking like favourites now. Steered expertly into the gap. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He looked as if he was home to me. So they need 296 to win from 236 balls. Well, that's speeding to the boundary. That was a really confident shot.
Lovely front foot shot. Head over the ball, wrists in front of the bat as he played through the line.
McGrath continues. That's good bowling. 14 runs came from that over by McGrath. Now the run rate stands at just over 7 and over. That's gone high in the air. Dravid has now moved into the 20s. Warne is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. Warne had to make up a lot of ground there.
Well held by the fielder there. That took a long time to come down.
Dravid eventually goes for 20.
That's disappointing. He got himself in and should have gone on to score more runs.
Ganguly is the new batsman for India. Stopped by Simons. Superb shot. That's the first boundary for Ganguly. There's a mix-up of the batsman. I think we there. So they need 3 to win from 2 8 balls. 9 runs came that over by Warne. The required run rate is around 7 and over. Stopped by Lehman. Ganguly facing. It's in the air. That was a very confident shot.
That's a positive start and shows he's pretty confident out there.
McGrath to Ganguly. McGrath continues. The fielder will cut that off. Ganguly moves into double figures with those runs. The batsmen are looking for 2. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. 37 overs are left for India. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. He looked as if he was home to me. That's cleared the rope. 6 runs. We were diving for cover with that one.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
2 for 83. It looked as if he was home to me. Warne at the start of his run-up. It's in the air. That went like a rocket to the fence.
The bowler put that right in his favourite area.
267 runs required. Warne at the start of his run-up. Well, that's found the gap in the field. .36 overs are left for India. McGrath to begin a new over. The run rate stands at just under 7 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. That's straight up in the air. Good catch from Bevan.
Fantastic catch. He flung himself at the ball and actually managed to hold on to it.
So then, that's the end of Ganguly. Short and smash for 4. That's the first boundary for Adelaide. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. Warne to bowl to Laxman. Well taken.
That was a really good effort by the fielder. He did well to cling on to it.
Laxman has gone for 44. That was a useful innings by Laxman.
He'll be kicking himself about that dismissal. He really didn't play that ball very well.
Sriram is the next man in. Warne gets his second wicket. India are 4 down now for 93. It's straight at Bevan. The total is now 4 for 93. That's gone high in the air. That's the first boundary for Sriram. So they need 257 to win from 206 balls. That's cleared the infield. That was 4. The moment it left his bat.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
That moves the score into 3 figures for India. Warne to bowl to Sriram. That's a great shot. Sriram moves into double figures with those runs. 34 overs are left for India. We're about to see a change in the bowling. The run rate stands at just under 7 and over. That was 6 all the way.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
4 for 111. That takes him into double figures. The batsmen are coming back for a second. It's high in the air. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
The bowler didn't do too much wrong there. It was just an excellent shot.
There it goes, but it'll drop safely. Badani has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Run. 33 overs are left for India. Now the run rate stands at just over 7 and over. Played into the gap. Warne continues. That's gone high in the air. Oh, he's put it down. 232 runs required.
That ball went miles in the air. I bet he didn't fancy that one at all.
Oh, he's dropped it.
Well, that's just an awful miss. It looked an easy chance and he spilled it.
India are 4 for 123. Played into the gap. There's a mix-up with the batsman. So they need 230 to win from 194 balls. Stopped by McGrath. The fielder will cut that off. Martin to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. A long hop and punish. That went like a rocket to the fence.
That was a really good shot. He looks in top form out there.
Martin continues. So they need 220 to win from 190 balls. It's in the air. That was a very confident shot.
He dispatched that for 4 with great confidence.
It's in the air. He hit that with awesome power.
That's the perfect leg glance. Just use the pace of the ball to deflect it to the boundary.
Martin is back in the attack. 207 runs required. Badani waiting at the striker's end. Martin to bowl to Sriram. .31 overs are left in the innings. Now the run rate stands at just over 6.5 and over. That must be close. The umpire's not moving on that one. I thought it looked very close.
Yes, Richie, excellent bowling, but that's probably done just too much. A difficult decision for the umpire there.
Warne to bowl to Badani. Pushed into the gap. There it goes. That's cleared the infield. Warne is not impressed.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
That's the end of the 20th over. Martin to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 6.5 and over. They have 30 overs to get. 201. Martin to bowl to Badani. Martin at the start of his run-up. That's 9 off the over now. This over is proving to be quite expensive. That's gone high in the air. Sriram has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. There it goes. That was a superb placement.
Well, he smashed that for 4 with a big smile on his face.
The batsman will have to run these, hit straight to a fielder. So there was 17 off that over. Warne to bowl his leg spin. The required run rate is around 6 and over. That's straight up in the air. They have 29 overs to get. 183. There it goes. That's gone high in the air. A great take by Bevan.
That was moving pretty quickly and he did well to cling onto it.
Badani goes for 37.
That's a shame. I was enjoying watching him bat, but I imagine his captain will be even more disappointed.
The next batsman in is a right-handed Gurkha. That's the third wicket now for Warne. That's the first runs of the day for Gurkha. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Warne at the start of his run-up. A long hop and punished. Sriram is looking to punish any short deliveries.
He played that with a lovely straight bat. He'll be pleased.
Warne at the start of his run-up. Warne to Sriram. Martin to begin a new over. The run rate stands at just under 6 and over. Stopped by Simons. Martin to Gurkha. Confident appeal. No response from the umpire. The fielders were very confident about that one, but to no avail.
Well, Richie, that looked as if it was drifting down the leg side to me. Good decision by the umpire.
5. Now for 179. Gurkha waiting at the striker's end. Martin at the start of his run-up. It's in the air. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
Really good shot there. Nicely timed and picked the gap perfectly.
So they need 169 to win from 165 balls. Sriram is now facing. That's gone for 4 byes. This over is proving rather costly to Australia. Martin at the start of his run-up. Martin at the start of his run-up. It's high in the air. The batsmen are coming back for a second. There's a mix-up with the batsman. I think he was easily back in the crease there. 27. Overs are left for India. The run rate stands at just under 6 and over. That's gone high in the air. It was well held. It was in the air a long time.
That was moving pretty quickly and he did well to cling onto it.
Sriram goes for 36.
He survived the difficult part and got his eye in only to lose concentration.
Mongia comes in at number 8. Warne has taken 4 wickets now. India is 6 down now for 191. 6 now for 191. Confident appeal. The umpire raised his finger and he's out. Mongia makes his way back to the dressing room.
Well, he certainly wasn't out in the middle for very long.
The next batsman in is the right-handed Khan. Khan is off the mark. India, 7 from 92. Safely taken by Warne.
Well taken. He never looked like dropping.
Goes for only one.
That's a long back and you haven't scored many runs.
Singh is the next man in. Very good over. One knock in the end. Reverse comes in the strike. Wide Raiders tripped up to around 6 and no confident appeal. And the other one. Goes for only one.
He's not a team for his batting. You can see why.
The next man in is Benaud. Great take by the wicketkeeper. Up and over and 4 runs. That's the first boundary for Singh. That's the halfway mark, 25 overs. The required run rate is around 6 and over. India are 9 for 200. Srinath is now facing. That's the first runs of the day for Srinath. The total is now 9 for 201. Singh waiting at the striker's end. It's high in the air and he's got away with it. There's a mix-up with the batsman. The score is now 9 for 202. They can't afford to go throwing away wickets. hit straight to a fielder. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. The new batsman comes in at the non-striker's end. The required run rate has crept up to around 6 and over. Singh facing. Martin to bowl to Srinath. It's in the air. Singh moves into double figures with those runs. That's straight up in the air. Stopped in the covers. 23 overs are left in the innings. Australia are making a change in the bowling. Now the run rate stands at just over 6 and over. Comfortably taken, no worries.
Very safely taken. Soft hands, that's what's important.
So to sum up then, Australia win by 140 runs. Well, let's take a look at the scorecard. McGrath has bowled 8 overs, 2 for 39,